I'm going to turn you off, text. Hello, everybody. Sorry for the late delay. Had a little technical difficulty there. So hopefully everybody's doing okay. I was hoping to be able to see some messages because I wanted to do some questions from everybody, and so far I do not getting access to that. So again, just bear with us here. I'm sorry I'm late here. Again, we ran into some problems and we was trying to finalize up on a couple of questions as well. And anyway, I'm starting to see some messages, I think, now off to the side here. Hello, Yankee chapter. I don't know if it's Ron or who it is, but anyway, I want to welcome everybody here. Hopefully, some of you hung loose while we was trying to get these technicals. There's Connecticut coming on. All right, we're starting to get some people back up now on it. So we're going to give it about 5 minutes or so for people to get on there. And again, if it may be hard to catch all the questions associated with tonight's discussion. So you can text me if you want any questions. You can type them there. I just don't know if I can catch them. I'll do my best. But you can also text me at 918-798-2765. That same phone number is in the smoke signals. And we'll do our best to be able to get those questions to you. Looks like a lot of people coming on board. Hello, Dixon, National Capital. Good to see everybody. Hello, Wade. A lot of people starting to get on here. Hey, Andy. And again, we're going to go ahead. Looks like a lot of the chapters are finally getting on there. There's John with the Firebird chapter. Get a lot of more people on board while we'll get going on how we've decided to go on this year's convention. Also, just so you'll know, there's probably going to be a little bit more detailed information, and that will be coming out in an email tonight, probably about 10 o'clock Central Time. So you old guys like Ron Sinesi, you'll probably be in bed by the time you get it way out there. But hang in there. There'll be that. And there will be a lot of follow-up emails sent out just trying to give everybody as much information as we could. If you've been reading my, hey Richie, hey Wolfgang, if you've been reading my president's messages, I've been trying to explain the reason for our delay on getting the convention. I know in Oklahoma last year for 2020 we pushed forward, and because we all thought that the convention or the COVID was going to go away pretty quick, and obviously it's been a life changer for many people, and so we just got caught up in the middle of it for 2020. POCI we couldn't do nothing but do refunds, and we apologize, but it's just the way it is. And so we were a little bit ahead of the game for this year, and for the fact that we kind of knew what it was we needed to look for. Well, we unfortunately ran into some other issues, and I would say our biggest issue for holding off making a decision is we found out our insurance, J.C. Taylor, had first put out that they would not insure anybody this year on large events, which was an automatic killer right there. Without liability insurance, we were pretty much dead in the water. And since then, things has changed, but they set forth a protocol that all clubs and organizations had to follow, which also involved the local and the national and federal CDC guidelines and so forth. And basically, in a nutshell, there was many things that the convention committee, the executive committee, the host chapter, our host hotel, a lot of things had to go in to even see if we could begin to attempt this. And I tell you, it's there was so much behind the scenes. It's a lot every year on trying to host a convention, but this year it just got plumb wild and so forth. So we just didn't want to get caught to where we was sitting there refunding everybody back their money, or at least as little as possible. By trying to put a lot of these little fires out before we got to it. And Paul and Mona's been working with us really great. We've have put the options in place to streamline a lot of printing and mailing in case we was able to host the convention and so forth. And it's just really been a group effort to make this happen. And again, I'm holding off here because I do see a lot of people still coming on board. A lot of the chapters, a lot of chapter representatives. Looks like the LeClairs from Virginia. Try to mention a few people here. Chuck and Chad with the South Jersey group. Early Times chapter. Still one of my favorite chapters. I guess I shouldn't say that, but I just love you guys' chapter newsletter. Awesome. And hey, Wolfgang. Wolfgang has now, just if you didn't catch it in our smoke signals, Wolfgang has now moved up as assistant chief judge with Mary for the points judge. Rick Gonzer is finally retiring after this year, and so Steve Cook has been moved up as the chief judge for points judge, and Wolfgang and Mary has been moved up as equals as the assistant to Steve. So Wolfgang, appreciate you stepping up, and I'm sure you'll do an awesome job. Steve Peluso, yeah, the bar is still open. Appreciate everybody hanging tight with us while we had some technical difficulties. And again, we was really struggling with some last minute questions trying to before we come on there. Hey, Don. And we just wanted to try to get as much information out there. We're starting to really get a ton of people popping up at this point. So glad to see the West Michigan group. I don't know if there's Jeff. I don't know if our group out east or west has gotten on yet. I don't think I've spotted anybody yet. But anyway, it's getting to a point now where I know a lot of you has been hanging out pretty tight, waiting for our decision. And I tell you what, it's you know, we're at a point where we had to decide one way or another which way we were going with this. So at this point, I'll go ahead and tell everybody that the 2021 POCI convention hosted by the Yankee chapter, we are on for this year. We're going to do it, and we're excited about it. But I need to go over a few things, and I see Paul finally got on with the club office. And let me verify again here, see if I got some text messages, answers I need to go on. But let me go over some stuff real quick. And again, there's going to be much more information follow. You're going to get an email tonight at 10 o'clock You're going to be followed up in the smoke signals and probably other email blast with some more updated information. Obviously, everything is subject to change, but as this current state, we have to tell everybody that, like the rest of the country, it will be a requirement, and this is total agreement to be able to host it with our insurance company and to be able to have it at the Mohegan Sun, that everybody will be required to wear a mask at all times other than when you're sitting at the table eating and so forth. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. We got a protocol to protect us. POCI, our host chapter, and Mohegan, we've got this protocol we must follow. And I know there's some people that's just totally against this situation that's going around all over the country, but it is what it is. And so this year, we're asking everybody to just be patient with us, be flexible, and just try to understand. But we feel that we can safely host this convention, and and that it won't be an issue for everybody. Again, besides the full-time mask, they are opening up Connecticut to the bus tours. I can tell you that all of our bus tours currently that was designed are going to be running. The only thing is the bus companies will be checking your temperature when you come on. You'll be required to wear a mask inside the bus, but there will be no alternating of seats. Everybody will be sitting in all the seats to fill the buses. Again, if this is a problem for anybody and they just don't feel comfortable with it, then I suggest that you just don't sign up for the bus tour. But again, if hands washing, don't touch your face, wear a mask, and we honestly feel we're going to be good to go. Doug is asking, how do we know the mask will be required in July? All this information that we are passing along right now is information as of this date. Like I mentioned earlier, everything is subject to change. By golly, I can guarantee you by the time we get there in July, and if the local and the host hotel and our insurance and the federal government and the state of Connecticut has dropped a mask mandate, then we will be dropping it, and we will alert everybody. We will, because I personally I'm tired of the mask, but I do wear it when it's required. Now, here's another thing that we found in Oklahoma to make you aware of it. Just because the city and state may drop it, it doesn't mean Mohegan Sun will drop the mask mandate. So they will play a big part in any decision making for us to do any of our events. So we ask you to be flexible and understand that. Mask outside, Ken, no. We're seeing that that's not a problem. They're just asking that people social distance the best they can when they're outside, but you do not need to wear a mask outside. All of this mask wearing involves inside activities. The limit we're forced right now to limit the number of people. For an example, in the event center where the show cars are housed, our plans, there's been a lot of questions whether spectators can come. Well, our goal originally was to charge for spectators like we did in Wichita on Wednesday and Thursday, and that is still our goal. But currently, with the number of restrictions of people allowed in the event center, we're not sure that's going to be possible. And if that's the case, if you're not a POCI member with a lanyard where you've entered a convention, that may be your only ticket into these places, because we are going to be limited to the number of people that can get into them. And I guarantee you, the POCI people that paid the money to enter the convention are going to have first crack at getting in over a spectator that just wants to walk up and view everything. Um, and we've altered the welcoming party. Originally, a lot of our events we've had to alter. Again, we're asking people to understand our decision. We have to alter many things to make the convention go, but it's doable. And for an example, the welcoming party was in a tight quarters where we had a live band in one room, and the other room was um, uh, comedians, but it's there's no way to social distance inside of it. And so we have moved it now into the room where the show vehicles are placed, and that will be cut off to only the people with the convention lanyards. They're the only ones that'll be allowed to come in for the welcoming party on, and that will be, I believe it's Monday night. Um, the We're hoping things will lighten up by the time we get there. Again, we don't know. I got word just yesterday that Connecticut governor has opened things up even more, which is good. But again, a lot of it depends on Mohegan Sun as well, and they're going to be helping us enforce everything, and they're very strict on it. So this isn't just our rules and guidelines and protocol that has to be followed. There's several entities here, and we just ask that everybody understands. Paul and Mona's already gearing up to do like a lot of places. We hope to have plexiglass in place to protect any of the workers in registration. Registration lines are going to be the typical social distancing. We will probably, if they're willing to, and generally Paul and Mona has no problems with it, they are willing to stay later on Sunday night. We're going to start opening registration up at 1 o'clock on Sunday for the people that may have bus tours on Monday morning. And originally those hours were from 1 to 5 or 1 to 6. But again, under these circumstances, we're going to do what we can to get everybody through that needs to on Sunday evening. Will there be a pull? I have no idea. I know even in Oklahoma, as long as we've been open, and I say really wide open, a lot of the hotels themselves do not have pools. That's just something you'll have to see once you get there, I'm afraid, or contact Mohegan Sun. That's nothing that we know about. Um, we've I really don't know what else to say at this point. Uh, Again, everything is subject to change, and I can only ask that everybody is patient. Try not to get upset over something. Several things may change. I will tell you, one of the biggest things to be concerned about is the banquets. At first, it didn't look like we could have banquets, which meant we possibly would cancel the convention. They have now told us at this time we can hold the banquets. They're going to expand the banquet rooms to fit as many people as we need in them. Now, if it gets to a certain number, again, they will allow the people in with the convention lanyards only. I can tell you we will have to have assigned seating for the banquets because we're only allowed 4 people at a table, and those 4 people will have to be in as couples. And uh, and there's no if or ands about it. Mohegan will be uh, checking that, and they'll be enforcing it upon us to make sure people's not dragging chairs over and so forth. Um, they'll just be adding more tables and chairs to help us out. The packets, Kevin, we hope to finalize within, I'm going to say, a week and a half at the most. We're really pushing on this. Now, these early packets, they will be the event and ticket um, uh, booklets only. We're going to really streamline it. You'll get the big one when you come to the convention. So we hope in less than 2 weeks we can start mailing those out. Um, I'm sure Paul will be sending email blasts to everybody, keeping us informed, um, and so forth. Merle just informed me by May 1st, but we were actually shooting for earlier than that because it's really making it tight. Now, once again, once we get a schedule finalized, you also have that option. Paul will be posting everything on the POCI website, and you can also do all your signing up online as well. Um, and we will, any changes that affect, and if anything, if we happen to go backwards, and I say backwards is on the COVID end for Connecticut, and we have to cancel some events, then there will be full refunds on those events. So if you sign up for something, don't stress over it. If it's canceled due to COVID, I guarantee you we will guarantee you 100% refund back, just like we did in 2020. Um, it looks like Connecticut is like a lot of states. Thanks for the information, Robert, but they're way ahead on the vaccine rates. And not that everybody's getting them, but the majority of the people seem to be getting the vaccines. And so this obviously will help keep things flowing in a positive direction. Uh, Mike is asking about any side trips to Newport, Rhode Island. There will be extra activities like any convention, but they'll be listed in future smoke signal articles and also in your uh, probably also in an email blast when we are constantly sending you updates. And we don't want to just overwhelm you constantly with a little update here and there, but we want to do the best we can. The Yankee chapter has done an outstanding job. I know how they feel. They've been on edge whether we've had to cancel it, just like the POCI officials. And we were pretty bummed here in Oklahoma when we had to cancel 2020, but it was out of our hands. So, anyway, we're really looking excited for it. It's a go no matter what. At this point, it's a go. And, your Pontiac people, not to mention Oakland and GMC owners, and you guys are like family, and we would not jeopardize if we didn't think we couldn't make this a safe situation. And we just need everybody's cooperation, and we will pull this off, and we will have an awesome time. And I look forward. I'll be finishing up my presidency in July. The convention will be the end of my term, and I'm glad it's not happening with me sitting at home on the couch again when it comes time to the POCI convention. So I do know I'm seeing a couple of people talk about the borders may not be open by July, and that's true. I know one of our board of directors from Lars from Sweden has already had to cancel because um, they're forcing their people to quarantine still for 2 weeks And so, unfortunately, there's some places that may not be able to get to come into the United States and so forth. And we're sorry for that. But unfortunately, again, it's just a situation that is out of our hands. We still feel we got, even while we were unsure on making this decision, we still had over 300 registrations for the convention. We expect that now to start quickly going forward, and the numbers going up. It'll still be a sizable convention. We look forward to it. And at this point, I haven't received any more text messages. I don't think there's I think Art was on here. I don't know if he had anything else that we needed to add. Again, check your email tonight at 10 Central Time, and be sure and check them periodically here in the near future, as Paul will be sending out updated information as much as possible. Um, hopefully, hopefully things will open up where we don't have to worry so much about the number of people in our events, because we'd sure like to open it up to outside spectators. But at this point, convention people have the first go at it. So hopefully everybody will sign up for the convention. You'll have your convention lanyards, and it won't be a problem to go into any of the seminars or the car show and any of our events associated with the convention. I'm not seeing anything else. Ron, yep, it's going to be wicked fun in 21. And look forward to seeing everybody. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you hanging with us during the beginning of this when we had a little technical difficulty. And anyway, if you'll pass the word around to everybody, get it in your newsletters, and tell your friends that the 2021 POCI convention is a go, and we're excited to see everybody in July. So thank you, and we will see everybody hopefully in July. And there is still room, Arthur just told me, at the host hotel. We still have a few rooms, so jump on them. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Julie. All right, signing off. Got to go rest my knee. See everybody later. Steve, we will see you in July.